Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. As always, likes, comments, and subscribes are appreciated as they do help with the algorithm. Ledger is having their dApps League sale where you can get 30% off of a Nano Ledger S on their website. While I do not work for Ledger, I am an affiliate and I do have an affiliate link below for those of you who would like to take part in that 30% offer. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. Welcome back to another News I Missed, where I go over news I missed, because a whole bunch of stuff is always taking part in the German space during the week. And I go over here. Let's jump right into it. Newegg, that is Newegg, took to Twitter to announce that it is now integrating Litecoin payments on its e-commerce website. The integration comes with BitPay announcing that they now accept Litecoin payments as well. The payment provider said in a press release on the 29th of July, announcing support for Litecoin in its app BitPay Wallet. Furthermore, the press release revealed that Newegg will be the first merchant to accept Litecoin through BitPay, keeping in line with the merchant being the first to accept Bitcoin payments back in 2014. Wow, that's a while ago. Newegg is one of the biggest retailers focused on items including computer hardware and consumer electronics. The commerce company boasts over 32 million users, and now their millions of users are now able to check out their items from Newegg using Litecoin. I think we had some Newegg news a month ago. There was some other coin that they added, and the only reason why I remembered it is because Newegg is a very particular name. That's not something that you hear me say all the time. And I can't remember which other coin they added. It doesn't, of course, it wouldn't say it here. But yeah, for those of you who were looking to buy some eggs or some computer hardware, you can do it with Litecoin. We don't get much Litecoin news, which is a bit of a shame because Litecoin is a legacy coin. It still has a relatively okay sized following. The network's doing really good. And also, I think in the coming years, we'll probably get a lot more Litecoin news just because Litecoin also does have halvings, and the amount of Litecoin in circulation does continue to decrease creation as the years end up going on. Anyway, that's the Litecoin news for eggs, Newegg. And yeah, let's move on. Next up on Tuesday, Mike Alfred, co-founder. Yeah, I was right. Co-founder and CEO of New York Dig. I was like, wait, okay. Subsidiary Digital Assets Data gave his long-term price prediction for Bitcoin. On the 11th of January, New York Dig announced that it had acquired Digital Assets Data, which was co-founded in 2018 by brothers Mike and Ryan Alfred, and which provides a powerful data and research platform to deliver institutional-grade information and insight on digital assets to a broad customer base of professional asset managers. That's a long title. Hedge funds, family offices, and institutional investors. Earlier today, the digital asset CEO tweeted that he believes that Bitcoin's price will reach $1 million within the next 10 years. He said, one hashtag Bitcoin will be worth $1 million in under 10 years. That was the thing we just spoke about. Although some might consider Alfred's price predictions a bit unrealistic, I only consider it unrealistic because I'm pretty sure that that's very, what's the word? It seems a bit conservative and low for the way that the world is going, for the way that fiat currencies are collapsing, and for the amount of Bitcoin that we know that's being collected by just about 100 million people on the planet. It is worth remembering that back in December 2020, Scott Minerd, Global Chief Investment Officer of Guggenheim Partners and the chairman of Guggenheim Investment, said that Bitcoin should be worth around $400,000. And keeping in mind that was the end of last year. So we're getting a lot of price predictions. This is definitely the lowest I think we've gotten in a while. Even that guy, Plan B, I think his price thing, it shows Bitcoin. Listen, if you want to, go through the numbers, it shows Bitcoin being 288,000 by the end of this year. I think within the next halving, I think it shows a $500,000 to a $1 million Bitcoin. And then by the time we get to the year 2032, I think it's like a $15 million Bitcoin. So maybe he's simply just saying the price to be like, hey, I was super low, but you also hit my number because it definitely went over $1 million. Or maybe he just really likes I was going to say round numbers, but this isn't a round number because it's like 1 Bitcoin, 1 million in 10 years. All right, I'm going to shut up. Anyway, that's the Bitcoin price prediction news. It happens just about every single day. This is kind of the weirdest one because Bitcoin is definitely hyper scarce and all the rich people keep buying it because that's the news that we keep getting every single day. But, do I dare ask what everyone else, because I always wonder what other people think that Bitcoin's price is going to go to. It's kind of the same exact way. In another video I mentioned very recently that me, myself, and my other friends, when we discuss the movements of this current bull run compared to 2017 and 2013, it looks like we try to identify when the top of the market will be there. It's very dangerous. Don't do that. Just make sure that you make huge profits and don't try to time the very top. But other people have their other ideas, and people think it's going to end in February or next March, so it kind of just depends on the way you look at it. But I think that 1 million is a bit low in 10 years. But I mean, none of us would really be angry if it hit $1 million at all. Anyway, that's the 1 Bitcoin, 1 million in under 10 years news. Let's move on. And next up, in super popular news, Binance has announced it will shut down all futures and derivatives operations throughout Europe. Additionally, Binance Exchange users in the Netherlands, Germany, and Italy can no longer open new futures trading accounts effective immediately. The crypto exchange has stated that the users will have 90 days, starting from the day of the announcement, to withdraw their funds and close their derivatives and futures accounts. Binance shared that this move has come as part of their plans to wind down its futures and derivatives products offerings across the European region because regulators have nothing better to do. The crypto exchange also added a risk warning to the press release, highlighting the volatility of futures trading. Futures trading carries substantial risk, they said, and the possibility of both significant profits and losses. That is true. Past gains are not indicative of future returns. Also true, all of your margin balances may be liquidated in the event of extreme price movements. Also true. And also right here it says Malaysia bans Binance. Binance's global regulatory troubles worsened as Malaysian security SEC declared a ban on the exchange in the country. Now, listen, just understand that we live in a world, first of all, how do I say this in the nicest way? I think regulators are really bored and they're trying to find something to do. Binance is the most successful cryptocurrency exchange on the planet. And because they have not had physical locations or the proper paperwork, countries don't like them. So them stopping futures and derivatives is like cool, amazing. I know that that's a huge market and part of their platform as well within Europe. But they're still allowed in Europe. People can still trade, buy, sell Bitcoin, crypto, any other coins that, you really fancy. But to be fair, also, same as leverage trading. A lot of people were doing 100x leverage trading, not understanding what they were doing and losing millions of dollars when they shouldn't have been doing it in the first place. There's a lot of, I think this is just a 2.0, if you will, of some of the stuff that happened in 2018, where regulators were really trying to, behind the scenes, there's so much pressure for regulators to do something to try and show that they have strength or control over the cryptocurrency space. Before it was taxation and cryptocurrency exchanges and AML and KYC and all the other little letters that are out there. And now it just basically comes down to cryptocurrency exchanges and who's doing this and who is, like, I think 2 weeks ago we had news that Binance had to, I think it was, one country, they had to drop their stock offerings. So on Binance in general, I think you can buy fractionalized stock of certain companies. I think it was like Apple and Microsoft. I don't know which companies they had, but that was also a really big thing. And I think one country came forward and were like, "Oh, you're not following our securities laws," and it's like they weren't doing anything wrong. Like, as long as people pay their taxes and as long as people stand in line and follow the rules or whatever, then it's fine. But I think they're just really bored looking for someone to kind of target in all this. It says Binance halts derivatives products for users in Italy, Germany, and the Netherlands. And Binance is shutting down its crypto futures and derivatives tradings in 3 European countries. They're bored. They have nothing else to do. I assume in like 3 or 4 months when Binance has all the paperwork, a lot of the news will become nice and rosy all over again. But for the moment, that's just what it are. Anyway, that's the Binance news. And let's move on. Oh, my back is hurting. What did I do? Oh, gosh. Oh, boy. The University of Pennsylvania confirmed today it still holds part of a $5 million donation it received earlier this year in Bitcoin. As reported by the New York Times, John Zeller, Senior Vice President, Alumni Relations at the university, stated that this decision was partially informed by the wishes of the anonymous donor. Yeah, I'm sure. The donors, I remember going over this. I totally remember, whoa, backing it up. For those of you who were not here, that was a very particular day because I was like, first of all, who the heck donates 5 million of anything to anyone? You don't just, no one just donates out of good free will unless they really have a nice heart, but you're not donating $5 million to a wealthy university. Second part is it was $5 million in Bitcoin. You see where it's getting kind of weird? I feel like something behind the scenes or someone who already goes to the school or is an alum or is a something gave the school that money for something else. No. Like, you can donate 5 million to a good cause to like help people, to like build schools, make wells. But to a wealthy university, and then you inform them, oh yeah, it is my wishes that you keep this $5 million in Bitcoin. The donor's goal was to make a gift of that magnitude, a promotable gift, to say, if you're interested, we're in the crypto world and we accept it. The Bitcoin gift was announced by the university with the amount of publicity usually reserved for larger donations of fiat investments such as stocks, bonds, and real estate, but of note that it did not follow all of the usual processes. Zeller commented, our policy has been to traditionally sell everything immediately, even if it had been $5 million in stock. Wonder why they're holding it. For those of you who also missed a couple of months ago, yeah, that's right. For those of you not looking at the screen, it says Harvard, Yale, and Brown endowments have been buying Bitcoin for at least a year. What? That's crazy, right? No, it's not crazy at all. These are basically companies, for those of you who don't know. These are not really schools. I'm sure they're schools and people get grades, but these things are worth billions of dollars, and they are into, most of these are actually, you know how like, have you ever seen a documentary that McDonald's actually isn't a restaurant or a fast food place? You know what it is? Anybody? It's a real estate company. They buy and hold real estate. They own huge amounts of real estate all around the world, and they rent out that real estate to people who want to sit down and do stuff and eat burgers on their premises. Same exact thing with these universities. They buy up tons of land. They usually own more than nearly half of the cities that they're in. They say that they do it for the students, wink, wink, but we know what it's actually for. So yeah, in case you were confused at all, not only are rich people doing it, but now buildings are also buying Bitcoin. I know that there are physical people who are buying the Bitcoin. That was part of the joke. Anyway, University of Pennsylvania still has $5 million in Bitcoin, and they're keeping it. What? That's crazy. It's almost like they knew that it was going to happen because they normally sell everything immediately, but maybe they believe in Bitcoin? Because realistically, stop it. If you were aged, 65 something plus years old, and you knew nothing about Bitcoin, and someone gave you $5 million in Bitcoin on a Nano drive randomly, would you go, oh gosh, it is this person's wish that I keep this Bitcoin? You would sell it immediately and move to the Bahamas. Anyway, of course these schools are buying, owning cryptocurrency news. And yeah, let's move on. Also in the news that won't stop giving, it says Ethereum 2.0 has exceeded 200,000 validators, and presently there are $14 billion worth of Ether being staked inside of the network. Not really much more to go over. We have this news, something similar to it every single day. Everyone's very hyped. It is not Monday, Tuesday. It is next Wednesday. I believe that is the 4th of August. That is when Ethereum 2.0 begins to spread its wings, and we finally get EIP 1559. Kind of cool, kind of great. I assume the staking numbers are going to continue going up, because if everyone has the ether, you're going to want to have it, because if you don't got it, it's going to get burned and damage and all the other things like that. 200,000 validators is incredible. Not many blockchains have that many people validating anything on their blockchains. Even some blockchains, they have like 25 validators, and that's about as far as they go. So that's the Ethereum news, at least for today. Not really much more to go on besides that, but it's just more of a cool, wonderful, and I look forward to the 15th of August, where we should start getting some real numbers as to how many coins are being burned. Let's move on. And to finish things off, Van Gogh, Leonardo da Vinci, almost said DiCaprio, Claude Monet, and world-renowned artists will be tokenized for an auction facilitated by the Binance NFT platform. Somebody made fun of me in another video when I said Van Gogh, because they were like, dude, it's Van Gogh. It's only people in America who say Van Gogh. In Europe, you pronounce, or anywhere else, you pronounce his entire name because there are 2 other letters after it. Just thought I'd throw that in there because I did it in one of my other art videos, and the amount of people who were like sending emojis and LOLs, and I was like, that's because you don't know how to pronounce his real name. Binance's NFT marketplace has announced a collaboration with the Hermitage Museum in St. Petersburg to create tokenized collectibles depicting the works of renowned artists such as Leonardo DiCaprio and Vincent van Gogh. Binance announced on the 27th of July that it will collaborate with the museum to create and distribute non-fungible tokens by the end of August. The auction will be accessible to all Binance users. Madonna Lita, Judith Lyak Bush, Composition 6, and Corner of the Garden at Montgeron are among the works in the NFT collection. The Hermitage hopes to provide exposure and accessibility by tokenizing some of the world's most profound artists, while also emphasizing the museum's democratic and outward approach. Sure, why not? The Hermitage emphasized the current importance of the digitization. Basically, the idea is that they're going to be digitizing these pieces into NFTs. Got that. But they're doing it, so they say, in a way so that other people actually have access to these pieces as well. There's no real price anywhere, like starting price for these things, or even how many. It says like they'll have like 2 copies. So like one will be the actual NFT and one will be, so 2 NFTs, one will be given to the museum, and like I think one goes into like a special storage or something like that. But the other part of it kind of is like, I want to know exactly how fractionalized these will be. Like, will there be like 1 million fractions of the NFT? Will there be 5,000? Will there be 100? Are there only going to be like 5? So you got to spend a huge amount of bucks on these things. I think it's kind of cool. I wish there was a bit more information. There's no real information anywhere, as far as I can tell, on how accessible these things will be. But I do think it's kind of cool. I love the idea of fractionalizing anything, especially if it allows more people to be able to get into a financial investment space of some sort. But I assume after the sale of this, if you could see my hands are kind of like always moving like this behind the camera. I doubt you can see it. You can't really see, only below the actual microphone. But as I'm talking, my hands are constantly like going like this, and I'm not really sure why. Maybe I'm just hungry. Anyway, that's all the Binance and Russian Museum news. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah. I do hope you all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are have had, continue to have, might have at some point a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.